Virginia Governor Abigail Spanberger just signed Assembly Bill 217 and Senate Bill 749, banning future sale of assault weapons and magazines over 15 rounds. And if you own AR-15s or AK pattern rifles, you have until July 1st, 2026 to purchase any firearms or magazines you want, because after that, all future sales are banned. By the end of this video, you will know which states will be impacted and all implications of this change. So let's get into it.
The NRA is calling this a billionaire-funded national agenda and warning Minnesota, Colorado, and Rhode Island are implementing identical restrictions in coordination. Critical detail. The law includes grandfathering clause, exempting anything purchased before July 1st. Gun rights attorneys say this exists specifically to avoid constitutional challenges. Subscribe now because this Virginia assault weapon ban represents the new blueprint for state-level gun control. Ban future sales while grandfathering existing ownership to survive Bruin challenges. And understanding the July 1st deadline could mean the difference between legally owning these firearms forever or never purchasing them again in Virginia. Governor Spanberger signed HB 217 and SB 749 in early April 2026, creating Virginia's first assault weapons ban. Laws prohibit future sale, transfer, importation of semi-automatic firearms defined as assault weapons, and magazines exceeding 15 rounds. Critical. Both bills contain grandfathering clauses. Anything purchased before July 1st, 2026 remains legal to own forever, just not to sell or transfer within Virginia after that date. NRA denounced this as coordinated national strategy funded by anti-gun billionaires like Bloomberg, arguing Virginia's crime statistics don't justify these restrictions. Let me break down exactly what HB 217 and SB 749 ban, why the grandfathering clause exists, NRA's national agenda criticism, what Minnesota, Colorado, Rhode Island are doing, expected constitutional challenges, and what Virginia gun owners must do before July 1st. Number 1, what HB 217 and SB 749 ban starting July 1st, 2026. Assault weapons defined: semi-automatic centerfire rifle with detachable magazine and one or more features, pistol grip, folding, telescoping stock, grenade launcher, barrel shroud or threaded barrel. Targets: AR-15s, AK pattern rifles, modern sporting rifles. Specific firearms banned by name: over 50 models, including all AR-15 variants, all AK variants, AK-47, AKM, AK-74, Steyr AUG, FN FOL, H&K 91-93 series, SIG MCX, MPX. If named in bill, banned regardless of features. Magazine capacity limit: any magazine, drum, belt, or feeding device over 15 rounds banned from future sale, transfer, importation. Includes handgun, rifle, shotgun magazines, standard AR-15 magazines, 30 rounds, and Glock 17 magazines, 17 rounds, banned. What's not banned: semi-automatic rifles lacking prohibited features, traditional hunting rifles, rimfire rifles on .22 LR, regardless of features, manually operated firearms, bolt action, lever action, pump action, handguns, unless magazine exceeds 15 rounds. Effective date: July 1st, 2026. After this, no Virginia dealer can sell, transfer, or import assault weapons or magazines over 15 rounds. Private transfers between Virginia residents also prohibited. Penalties: Class 1 misdemeanor first offense, 12 months jail, $2,500 fine. Subsequent violations or multiple firearms can be felonies. Number 2, the grandfathering clause, why it exists and what it means. Exact language: nothing in this section shall apply to possession or ownership of any assault weapon or large capacity magazine lawfully possessed or owned on or before July 1st, 2026. Purchase AR-15 on June 30th, 2026. Owned out. Legally owned forever in Virginia. What you can do after July 1st with grandfathered firearms: own, possess, use, transport within Virginia, take to ranges, hunt where legal, pass to heirs upon death. Law explicitly allows inheritance. What you cannot do after July 1st: sell to other Virginia residents, transfer to other Virginia residents, accept inheritance or temporary range transfers. Import more into Virginia. Closed system: grandfathered firearms stay in circulation among current owners, but new ones cannot enter. Why grandfathering exists: deliberate strategy to avoid constitutional challenges. Under Heller, bans on firearms. In common use for lawful purposes, unconstitutional. AR-15s in common use, over 24 million civilian-owned. Total bans would likely fail. But future sales bans while allowing current ownership might survive. 1, existing owners not deprived of property. 2, courts might view as regulation, not prohibition. Grandfathering to power constitutional camouflage. Practically want AR-15s, AK pattern rifles, magazines over 15 rounds, purchased before July 1st, 2026. After July 1st, cannot buy in Virginia. Quick legal note, educational information about Virginia's assault weapons ban, not legal advice. Consult attorneys about compliance and documentation. Number 3, NRA's national agenda criticism, billionaire donors, and coordinated strategy. NRA ILA statement. Not a response to Virginia's crime statistics, but reflection of national gun control agenda funded by billionaire donors like Michael Bloomberg, globalist paradigm imposed on Virginia, rather than policy tailored to local public safety needs. Billionaire donors. NRA points to Everytown for gun safety, Bloomberg funded. Giffords Law Center, other national orgs, spending over $15 million on Virginia's 2024 elections. Argument. Outside money from coastal elites buying Virginia's gun laws rather than Virginians choosing policies organically. Crime statistics. Counter-argument. Virginia's violent crime declining for years. Rifles of all types, including assault weapons, used in less than 3% of Virginia homicides, FBI data. Handguns account for vast majority of gun crime. NRA. If Virginia actually wanted to address crime, would focus on illegal handgun trafficking and existing law enforcement, not banning rifles, rarely used in crime. Coordination. Virginia, Minnesota, Colorado, Rhode Island, all passed nearly identical gun control packages, same legislative session, early 2026. Bills use similar language, definitions, implementation timelines. Suggests coordination by national gun control groups rather than independent state responses to local conditions. Globalist paradigm. NRA's use deliberate, implies policies come from international gun control models, Australia, UK, rather than American constitutional traditions. Virginia's ban mirrors foreign gun control schemes incompatible with Second Amendment. Number 4, what Minnesota, Colorado, Rhode Island. Implementing coordinated state strategy. Minnesota enacted April 2026. Ammunition purchase age restriction, 21 for all ammo, regardless of firearm type. Expanded background checks for private transfers. Red flag RPOs. No assault weapons ban yet, but bills introduced for 2027 session. Colorado enacted March 2026. Assault weapons ban nearly identical to Virginia's. AR-15s, magazines over 15 rounds banned. Waiting periods, 3 days, all purchases. Liability provisions, allowing gun manufacturer lawsuits. Grandfathering deadline, June 1st, 2026. Rhode Island enacted April 2026. Magazine capacity limit, 10 rounds, stricter than Virginia's 15. Licensing requirement for all firearm purchases. Assault weapons ban with grandfathering deadline, August 1st, 2026. Pattern. All 4 states enacted major gun control same time frame, March-April 2026. All include assault weapons bans or magazine limits. All have grandfathering clauses with summer 2026 deadlines. All passed Democrat-controlled legislatures after 2024 elections. National coordination. Gun rights groups point to model legislation from Giffords Law Center and Everytown providing template language for assault weapons bans, magazine limits, licensing schemes. States copying template with minor modifications rather than drafting independent legislation. Number 5, expected constitutional challenges and timeline. Who will challenge? NRA, Second Amendment Foundation, Firearms Policy Coalition, Gun Owners of America announce plans to file lawsuits. Likely filed federal district court May-June 2026. Constitutional arguments. 1. Assault weapons, especially AR-15s, in common use for lawful purposes under Heller, therefore protected. 24 plus million AR-15s, item proven common use. 2. Under Bruin historical tradition test, no founding era or Reconstruction era analogs for banning firearm categories based on features. 3. Grandfathering clause proves ban isn't about safety. If these firearms, too dangerous for new owners, too dangerous for current owners. Grandfathering, towards wax admission ban, is political, not safety-based. Virginia's defense, 1. Assault weapons unusually dangerous, not protected. 2. Common use isn't dispositive. States can ban dangerous weapons even if commonly owned. 3. Grandfathering avoids takings issues, demonstrates reasonableness. Timeline, lawsuits filed May-June 2026. Preliminary injunction motions filed simultaneously, block enforcement before July 1st. District Court preliminary injunction decisions June-July 2026. If denied, law takes effect July 1st. Trial on merits late 2026 or early 2027. Fourth Circuit appeals 2027-2028. Potential Supreme Court 2028-2029. Bruin factor, post-Bruin. Assault weapons bans face tougher scrutiny requiring historical analogs. Question. Do founding era or Reconstruction era laws banning weapon types provide sufficient analog? Gun rights groups argue no such analogs exist because feature-based bans are modern inventions. Number 6, what Virginia gun owners must do before July 1st, 2026. Want AR-15s or similar rifles? Purchase before July 1st, 2026. After July 1st, cannot buy in Virginia. Buy from Virginia FFLs now. Document purchases with receipts proving pre-July 1st acquisition. Want standard capacity magazines? Purchase before July 1st. After July 1st, magazines over 15 rounds cannot be acquired in Virginia. Buy in bulk, 30-round AR mags, 17-round Glock mags, 20-round rifle mags. Stock up. Considering builds? Complete any AR-15 or AK builds before July 1st. After July 1st, completing build might violate law even if you own parts, if components weren't possessed before deadline. Budget considerations. If limited funds prioritize, 1. Complete rifles over parts kits. 2. Standard capacity magazines in bulk. 3. Complete lowers. Serialized receivers count as firearms for grandfathering. Don't wait until June. Demand will surge. Inventory will disappear. Out-of-state options. After July 1st, can still buy assault weapons in other states if willing to travel, but cannot bring into Virginia for sale, transfer. Need to establish residency in another state or keep firearms stored there. Document everything. Keep all purchase receipts. Form 4473s. FFL paperwork proving you acquired firearms and magazines before July 1st, 2026. If challenged, documentation is proof of legal grandfathered ownership. Support legal challenges. Join NRA, SAF, FPC, GOA. Donate to legal defense funds. These organizations funding lawsuits that could strike down ban before it takes effect or after court's review. Here's the bottom line. Virginia Governor Spanberger signed HB 217 and SB 749 in early April 2026, banning future sale of assault weapons and magazines over 15 rounds. Effective July 1st, 2026. Grandfathering. Anything purchased before July 1st remains legal to own forever. After July 1st, no new sales. Exists to avoid constitutional challenges. Ban future sales while protecting current ownership. NRA criticism. Billionaire-funded national agenda not based on Virginia crime stats. Coordinated with Minnesota, Colorado, Rhode Island, passing identical restrictions. Same time frame. National gun control strategy, not local policy. Other states, Minnesota, ammo age limits. Colorado, AWB, identical to Virginia, June 1st deadline. Rhode Island, 10-round mag limit, August 1st deadline. Moving in lockstep. Constitutional challenges. NRA, SAF, FPC, GOA filing lawsuits May-June 2026. Arguments. AR-15s in common use. No historical tradition for feature-based bans. Grandfathering proves ban not safety-based. Timeline. Preliminary injunction. June-July 2026. Trial 2026-2027. Appeals 2027-2028. Potential Supreme Court 2028-2029. Virginia gun owners. Purchase AR-15s, AK pattern rifles, magazines over 15 rounds before July 1st, 2026. After July 1st, cannot buy in Virginia. Document all purchases. Support legal challenges. Subscribe because I'm tracking every constitutional challenge and will alert you if preliminary injunctions block enforcement before July 1st. July 1st is deadline. After that, Virginia assault weapons market closes unless courts strike down ban. Thanks for watching. Next video reveals 3 constitutional arguments most likely to win.